Hey guys, Zach Yelton here, Director of Premium Services at Coastal Shores Landscape. It's February, and that means we are gearing up towards spring here. We're not quite there yet, but we're gearing up towards that. A couple things to keep in mind this month. Spring pre-emergent, okay? So if you've been a customer for a while, or if you're a new customer just tuning in for one of your first landscape updates here, pre-emergent herbicide is a herbicide we put down in our landscapes in the early part of spring. We look at soil temperatures. We want to apply that herbicide as a blanket application to help prevent certain weeds from coming up in our lawn areas in the springtime. It is temperature dependent on the soil. So as the soil warms up in the spring, after it gets above a certain temperature, certain weeds start to germinate. So we're paying attention to that. Typically, historically here in the low country, we see that the timing of that comes around the middle to late part of February. So our first round of pre-emergent herbicides will be put down in that time frame here in February. That is a service we offer as additional to all of our customers. So if you're interested in signing up, check the link below. There's still some time to get on the sign-up sheet. We've had many people already sign up for it and already get on schedule. We do this as a split application. The reason we do that is because there's a window of time here where we'll get an early germination period with certain weeds, and then as we move forward into spring and temperatures warm up even more in the soil, we'll get a whole second crop of weeds that germinate. A particularly difficult one here in the low country that we see is goosegrass and doveweed. Those two weeds particularly like to germinate a little later, so we want to get a second application out to help extend that window of control. Again though, we encourage you to get signed up for that. I think all properties can benefit from it. Yeah, let us know if you have any more questions on that. Another thing just to go over here, as we move forward into spring, we're looking back over the month of January. We had a heck of a month, right? We saw a lot of snow and ice, which is very atypical here for the coastal South Carolina and Georgia area. We had record-breaking amounts that came here. One benefit of that I see is the chilling hours. So chilling hours are a measurement of the annual measurement of hours between 32 and 45 degrees. Why is that important? Well, certain trees and shrubs in the landscape, and even bulbs and perennials in the ground, can benefit from having a certain number of chilling hours. It's a very interesting thing, but what happens a lot of times, especially in fruit trees, so think about your peaches, any of the fruit and nut trees, they really benefit from a certain number of chilling hours. Every fruit tree, every species has a little bit different requirements. But typically out of this, after a cooler season, we see a really good fruit production and nut production year out of our trees that produce fruits and nuts. So that might be one thing to look forward to this coming year. So be on the lookout for that as we get into the summer and even into the fall this year when we start harvesting these things. We might have very healthy crops to look forward to. Again, I could talk about that all day. If you have more questions or want more information on that, please reach out, let us know. One last thing I would mention, if you are ambitious enough to be growing one of your own citrus trees, maybe on your patio in a pot, something like that. Some of you even have them in the ground here in your landscapes. Now is the time of year to do some structural pruning on that. With citrus trees and with a lot of fruit trees, you really want to encourage a picture like a red wine glass where it goes out and it's kind of a vase shape rather than tall and erect. You don't want that in fruit trees. You want to produce that low structural branches. So this time of year, when the tree is dormant, you would want to look to remove inward growing branches and crossing branches. You would also want to remove downward growing branches that maybe grow down towards the ground. And then lastly, you'd want to remove the upward shoots that bolt upward toward the sky. So that can help produce a nice red wine glass, tulip glass shape in your fruit trees or in your citrus trees. Again, having more questions about that, I'm always happy to give a consult or even come by and and help show you how to do it. We love that kind of stuff. So, hey, thanks for tuning in today. We got a lot of excitement coming into spring. Thanks again for watching the February Low Country Landscape Report.